the biggest opponent, Miguel Cardoso, George, is the style of play, which is opportunity to compete in 6
prepare for this. You can't prepare for Sir Alex Ferguson leaving. I think it was a doomed position in any case because it doesn't really matter what Cardoso does. I get it. But for me, you're fighting feelings. You know how hard it is to fight feelings.
What
you're
do you mean
fighting,
feelings?
this was the most dominant style.
Yes.
How many games he drew last minute, throwing everything forward. They forget that, for example, Coach Pizzo won the Star. It wasn't Shushani.
No,
it wasn't 6.
You get me?
Yeah.
They're forgetting that Cardoso broke the record for the most wins last year.
Yes.
He scored the goals. If you look at the stats, I know people are going to say the stats, but if you look at the stats, average pass completion or passes made, I think he's higher or at the same level as Rulani. But the problem is feelings, nostalgia.
No.
And
Land.
projecting forward. That's the other feeling you're fighting.
What do you mean?
If Rulani had 2 more years, he would have won. If Rulani had 3 more. And I'm not saying people are wrong or right, but the thing is, you have to account for those type of things in a change like this. Because maybe Sundowns is trying to be a new team. I've often said that I think right now, they're trying to go into a place where it's no longer family. As Sundowns was family. Coach could call the chairman. The players felt like they were part of the thing. Now you go into a place where Real Madrid, you go to a place where Al Ahly, Lapa chinchwa manje. They don't care about you and all of that stuff. Now, when you swap that, the soul of the club, there's a lot of feelings you have to deal with, right? Because objectively, he's out of the same cups they were out of last year.
Yes.
Objectively, Urlani got to a couple of semi-finals.
Finals of
things,
Cup, MTN 8,
but didn't
ultimately
win.
Did not win.
Right? Didn't win. And even when he was taken out, we said it was unfair. But now you're sitting here and you're looking at this guy, and because of the feelings, it feels like it's something bigger, if that makes sense. And the place where I want to go very quickly is, the players. Sundowns was built on competition. Sundowns was built on knowing that you can be replaced tomorrow. Sundowns is the same team that sat down at Dennis Onyango, who was keeper of the year at the KEF Watwards. They sat down the most winningest captain, Modise, in order to keep going. We now have players that have seen 3 coaches, some of them, and we're saying they're important.
That's a different take, actually.
Is it the first time we're seeing player power come into this? That now they know, not only have we survived this thing, when Sundowns, you're a contract worker, chief.
You know, Bobo was saying the same thing on Diski TV. And I didn't understand him. No, maybe. Not that I didn't understand him, but it did not land as in how you are making it. Now, that thing where he was saying to say, but also, we actually have to start having a conversation about the players.
Yeah.
It is also because the players have done so well, Natalie Fang, over the years that it has become very difficult to criticize them because of what they've achieved, those players, right? But I also feel like my conversation on my first interview, when I got criticized for saying he might not finish the season, this is the conversation I was having with the Mamelodi Sundowns fans or the public or the football fraternity to say, now that the club has made a decision to have a policy and a strategy, like I'm a North Africans, sorry about that, to say if you don't win certain things or if you don't deliver certain trophies, you lose your job. That's why we are finding ourselves in this situation. Number one, Miguel Cardoso is up against the fact that Mamelodi Sundowns is a shoeshine and piano team. It's a team that has a tactical sophistication. That's this first opponent. Number two is that he's a foreign coach. And for me, the biggest opponent is or of anyone who's a player in nutrition, a technocrat, a coach, is that if you're a foreigner, you need to come into a country and be a ceiling raiser, George. The MTN 8 the season.
But isn't that him trying to do something different and win? But isn't that him trying to do something different and win for now?
Do you think he's been given enough? He's gotten enough support from the club?
This is enough. Maybe the players that he has suit Ishushai. He needs certain kind of roles of players needs certain kind of roles of players that will make his philosophy and his theory of how to play football thrive and do well.
And over every year, there's people changing. Did Cardoso get a chance to bring in people who
his,
listen to him, that are mine, you know? And is it something
He
you need
tried
to do?
George. He let go of 15 players.
Yeah.
And for me, the bigger question that
That's
I
a
wanted
huge
to ask the
turnover.
coach
Yeah.
was, does he even know some of those players? Umazela put him in Nkosi Lodge for him to even release, to have an I know maybe it might be the club, the club might have said, no, we can't use, we don't need this character, whatever the case may be. We can't. We are not in those conversations. That I released, like Rivaldo Kotze, I'm missing decisions that were made at the club. To even have an. What's lacking? Games where I'm watching and I'm thinking we played really well. Like the game that we. It's really good.
Yeah.
What we lacked is individual brilliance. It's what separates a structure.
It's Ribeiro.
So let me ask you this. So Moeti, you played very well in that first half. When you look at, that's a Cardoso team, I need. Yeah. So a Cardoso team and a Rulani team. In that first half, what are the differences that you saw? This is a Cardoso thing.
I saw what it was. Rulani, at some point, there's a video of mine. If people can go through it, I'm a fan of TV. I come on the video and I say, Coach Rulani plays robotic football. And it's a very old video. And for me, I had this conversation with him once I met him, and I said, for me, structurally, position-based wise, relationism, that's why before he left, he started wanting to change how Mamelodi Sundowns played. Yeah. Where he first came with the box, with the diamond, and then it became the chameleon, then it became 1,000 pass. Because he quickly realized that the team lacks penetration. Yes. The team hardly creates the opportunities enough to win us a game convincingly. Yes, we would dominate the opposition, deny them goal-scoring opportunities, but the team wasn't creating. At some point, we were sitting at a stadium and it gave me a pair like, yes, you've kept 80% ball position, but 10 shots on target.
What? Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I felt when Coach Miguel Cardoso, when I George to say, one of the reasons why he got to Lodge, one of the reasons why he wanted to Mabasa, he was looking for players that are dangerous in playing closer to the box. And I feel like Coach Miguel is lacking those players. Ribeiro last year, what he was good at is making the final decision, and he chose always the perfect decision. Yeah. So for me, you're looking at Matthews, who's playing out wide, he's too far away from goal. Yeah. For me, he's very good. He's a good football player, but I don't think he's as effective as Ribeiro or as a Lodge or as a Willem Fukeng, for example. So I think we played well in terms of keeping position, structure, but the team is not creating enough.
I want to ask now. I just want to give us just 5 minutes before we move on. What do you do at Sundowns? What do you think is going to happen at Sundowns? What would you do if you're in charge of Sundowns?
Jesus. I mean, ideally, I'd want Ribeiro back. That's number one. Ideally, you know. But like Ulindo is saying, in terms of individual brilliance, some things you can't coach, right? You just need to touch your ball and make something happen. Yeah. Outside of how you tactically prepare, what you're going to do in the final third. Because what happens is, just like with Arsenal, the ball was Lizofig and then used to just go in and around, in a U shape, call it the horseshoe, but we don't actually penetrate and actually make something happen. That's because there is no somebody that will take this ball and say, it's going to be mine, I will make something happen. And then Sazan. So that's what is needed to go Sundowns, because we all know all the players are good. And every team sets up knowing that these players, as a unit, as a squad, are good. So if we can stop one or two of them, we don't have to worry about anybody else structurally.
What do you say about people that say it must go back to the old Sundowns?
What's the old Sundowns? What does that mean?
Yabo Pizzo, Yabo Rulani. The structure that they had back then, no technical director, coach decides everything, South African coach.
A part of me is not mad at that, because I understand which now we are a profession, we are an entity now. We're an entity now. Yeah. We need to, what matters most is KPIs and the bottom line. Are you winning trophies or not? That's the most important thing. But like as you guys were saying, you then lose, because it was a family tied thing. It was a family thing. We are together, we're a unit. Now you're an employee here, right? When you are now an employees, if you're not if you don't feel as if you belong to something, right, that you are easily replaceable, that you don't actually, that puts strain in your performance no matter what happens for everybody. So I wouldn't be mad going back to that family structure. We're fighting for one thing. It wouldn't be the worst thing, right? So I think going back to that, having that DNA, that everybody comes into it knowing, this is what's expected of you and you belong, makes everyone feel comfortable and perform. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Can they put egos aside? Because I think this is not a change that was brought just about the progression of the club. I think Kloppy's trying to, Chairman Kloppy's trying to change the club.
I think sometimes we always think that change equals progress, which is, I think, the mistake we make.
It's profound.
Right? Change doesn't always mean progress because now, even though you're changing, you're expecting, and you put the technical director, you put this, and the third, you think then you will then meet whatever standards. But clearly, it's not happening because it's okay to say, okay, guys,
no,
but go back.
But the reason why I'm
What do you
asking
think,
is it under the shadow of the previous Sundowns? Nobody wants to be under the shadow of other people. And I think that's some of the push and pull that happens when these changes are made, when coaches come in, when players come in, is that forever and a day I'll be reminded about Rulani.
Yeah. But that's a club's job to make sure that that doesn't happen.
No. But right? I don't think they have the control of that outside of sticking with their guns.
So what I'm saying is that as much as there's the history of the previous coach and the previous leadership, when you are hiring somebody, you've got to give them the tools so that even when that noise is there, you're able to circumvent that noise.
No, I hear you. But what I'm saying is that, remember when Coach Pizzo was hired by Sundowns? The first thing everybody thought was, Coach Pizzo, Super Sport, failed Bafana.
Yeah.
How are you going to give him the keys to this thing, you know? And it was Ntate Motsepe who stood up and said, this is my plan. This is my guy. I don't care. But even I'm trusting my strategy.
But even Chairman Uklopi came and said, I'm backing Coach Rulani. A year later, Coach Rulani was not in that hot seat again. So for me, I don't know, man, because, and this was, and you know what, I was having this conversation, now that I was having this conversation with Ubobo, now it clicks that, now that we're having this conversation again to say, if you do let go for Miguel Cardoso, what policy, what strategy is the club?
Then what? Yes.
Then what? What are we implementing? Which direction are we going? Are we still continuing to say, okay, we are going for a foreign coach? And if we are going to a foreign coach, what are we willing to sacrifice? Because we've realized that we've brought in Miguel Cardoso, and his biggest opponent was not Chiefs Pirates winning the league, because people say, we've already won this league.
Yeah.
It's the style of play.
Yes.
Miguel Cardoso is under pressure, George. Nothing else other than the fact that we feel that he's killed the soul of the club. So the biggest opponent, his biggest derby, the derby is the style of play. It's Sundowns versus Shushan and Piano, not Sundowns versus teams in the Petro.
It's the culture.
It's the culture.
I think, but I think you stick with whatever you've chosen. I think if I can give Sundowns credit, I could say that that's one of the most cerebral, the deepest thinkers in the PSL. I don't think any of these things happen lightly. And this was a risk. It was always going to be a risk, right? But they sat in a place where the soul of the club had taken them to a certain point, and they kept point, and they had to take a risk. And you going back, I think, for me, it sounds to me then like you didn't anticipate that this would happen. You didn't anticipate that there'd be a transition, and now you're going to start listening to the outside, which is something that Sundowns never really used to do, listening to the outside forces. So for me, stick with your plan. I don't know if Cardoso is the guy who's going to finish that plan, but in terms of the direction of a club, if you pick a direction, you have to go with it.
Yes.
One of the chopping and changing also is not a good thing, because you keep, now we're going to go back to this, now we're going to go back to that, now we're going to go. Guys, if you guys sat down in whatever you're doing and said you're going to get rid of it actually really, I don't know how to put it. It disrespects the decision you made to get rid of Roland, to go back to that thing. It disrespects the change.
Happen,
no, stick with your plan.
Stick with Cardoso or...
Stick with... No. Cardoso's still on his KPIs. He needs to get his goals right. But I think stick with whatever you're doing. Fleming, with the way Sundowns is now, the modern way that you're looking at things, I think stick with it going forward. If Cardoso's part of it, he has to prove it. If he's not... But
But also, but I get it. You are allowed, when you are presented with new information, you are allowed to change your mind.
but not to go backwards. I'm against you are thinking about what happened in the past. The decision you're making or the progress that you want to make is not progress going forward. The changes you're going to make are not changes that are made on top of this. It's changes where now the nostalgia and all of that, now you're going, it's Chiefs going back to Stuart Baxter because Stuart Baxter was a really good coach at Chiefs.
Yeah.
Things were wrong. You needed to make a change. But instead of looking forward to what must change forward, they went back.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Because I'm thinking to myself, if the information presented in front of you, you are not getting the desired results with this new way of doing things. You got results with the way you used to do things.
Yeah.
Is it really the worst thing, the worst idea to then say, no, we're pivoting back to what we know because this new way is clearly not working for us.
So then wouldn't pivoting back also create more problems? Because how do you pivot back? Do you hire everyone back that was previously gone?
Another thing.
Do you
I don't
change
think
the
that's
players?
realistic.
Yeah.
Even to like get everybody back.
No, pave the road. Don't
Yeah.
change the route.
Yeah, I just think I agree with George. I think continue with the strategy and the policy that has already been implemented. I believe, Mina, that not everything about someone is bad.
Yes.
And I think that Fleming, yes, maybe you can criticize him for letting go for Rulani, no Coach Mangoba, and bringing in Cardoso. But I think some of the players that he's brought into the Premiership are some of the most talented football players we've seen as a country. I know that, yes, maybe Paul Aktala had, Ita, South African players who had flair and so forth. But I feel that what Fleming has done over the last 3 years, George, is incredible for an institution like Mamelodi Sundowns. Yes, maybe Mama Patriotic might say, African this, African that.
Yeah.
But I do see the value of South Americans in our league.
For sure.
Maybe that's a conversation for another day. I don't want to contradict myself.
Yeah.
So I would always maybe say to Fleming, credit to Fleming, there's things that I'm not happy about, George, of course, for sure. But I think the things that I'm happy about Fleming overrides the things that I don't like with him. So I have to put that, I think, on record. The coach, Miguel Cardoso, I've always felt like he's a good coach. I don't think there's anybody that doesn't see that this guy is a good coach. I think we can all listen to this guy and think, hey, this guy is a good coach. Yeah, I just feel like for the first time at Mamelodi Sundowns, we are seeing what this style of play means. I think it's very loud now that it has become an opponent. And this thing, it has become an opponent. And I feel like if we do take a decision to let go of Miguel Cardoso, I'm more interested in which direction do we go to. Do we continue and just pave the way in terms of bringing in a foreign guy, then help him with maybe for Hloza, like Ulend how Mangoba did, or Steve Gombela, incorporate that into that because we've got some young, very good young coaches in South African football that just needs guidance. You know, there's so many of them. I think they can be given an opportunity. I, for one, can speak about Umak Mayambela. I think Umak can be given an opportunity. I know coach development phase. He's been good development, but he's played at the highest level. Qualified coach now, maybe as a second assistant, if the coach comes in with his assistant coach. I'm just making an example. You're bringing in a Marcel Call, for example, and a Marcel Call says, hey, I want George. I'm bringing George because he's my countryman. He understands how I work. I'm bringing, and then you take a person from mid development, whether Utiro van Rooyen, the DDC coach, or whether Umak Mayambele, you take them, you make them a third assistant coach, and then you bring in another senior coach, a senior coach that understands, that has played for the club, that understands the culture of the club, that has coached in South African football. Maybe you bring in a 10-10s. Who 10-10s now becomes the guy that helps you in training of what is this shoeshine in piano now, to be able to translate that message to Marcelo Coyle, to say, Marcelo Coyle, this is how we used to play at Mamelodi Sundowns. I've been a player, I've been a coach, so I understand what it is. And then you bring in a young coach who's a technocrat, who loves tactics, who can help us maybe get an edge over other coaches, basically.
Well, I think this is a conversation that we could have a lot of, right?
Actually.
But I want us to just briefly touch on Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana obviously is playing. There's been some changes that have been made. Guys, very quickly. Evidence makes it back into the team.
Of course.
Shabalala makes it into the team. How do we feel about Hugo Bruce and his guys?
Why is Grobler? What must Grobler do?
But you're saying, of course, Chief.
No, I love evidence. That's my guy. If Lala's my guy. But I'm also wondering, what does Grobler need to do to get into the Bafana squad? Why hasn't he got into the Bafana squad?
Yeah. Why has he been snubbed by the big three clubs? Because that's the door to your national team. Also, that Grobler will go through. But lucky enough, Mshishi had the privilege, or he's lucky that he's loved, and the support, and he's loved by everyone. But Umshishi might not, and this is my worry with his career. And
Umshishi or Grobler?
Umshishi.
Yeah.
I'm making an example of Grobler. I, for one, have made it my job to be as loud in a career as Mshishi, because he might not get the godlike treatment that the Orlando Pirates Kaizer Chiefs players might get. And I think that Utiko is as big as he is because he also had that privilege of playing for Pirates.
Right,
Without Pirates, he was never going to be this big.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Umbule might have a louder, not a better, a louder career than a player like Umshishi because of the institution that he's playing for. And I just feel like that with Grobler. The fact that he never played for the big three clubs, just like Usrero, one of the best talents we've produced. Who talks about Usrero?
Cream.
Cream.
Yeah,
you know,
like-
that's how South African football, if you understand the landscape of South African football. So I think Grobler, that's the first disadvantage, that he never played for a big club. So people will always feel like he's not proven in a big club.
Well, but then how does this translate to Bafana? Because in the Bafana sense, Hugo Bruce shouldn't be under those same pressures.
But Bafana is Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns. I know that, yes, you do add Aboniko
One
Mobi,
way,
but
yeah.
majority of any national team
Is
it's the biggest club of the biggest clubs in that country.
Well, I'm just saying that at national team level, is Hugo Bruce under the same pressures? And would you say that that's some of the pressure that made him bring Shabalala in?
So what do you mean under the same pressure? What pressure?
So you see how we're speaking about the big clubs and we're speaking about Chiefs, Pirates, Sundowns, we're speaking about that. As Hugo Bruce, national team coach, shouldn't he be above that and say, Grobler's on form right now. Grobler's one of the best strikers we've had. Surely when something happens, if Evlala's been taken out, surely the next question should be Grobler. Should he be under those pressures?
I thought Hugo Bruce is beyond that. I really believed that. He'll pick who he deems best, regardless of where they are. If you perform best and he feels like you can fit into the squad, he'll pick you. But the actions are proving differently.
No, but let's not crucify him for one player.
Yeah, let's not. No, Ric Flair. Whoa, Lale, Ric Flair.
No, you know why? Because there's certain players that I did not expect for them to make their national team as quick as they did.
And this is what I'm surprised. Is someone that might be a history create like that?
But Hugo Bruce is the same guy who will bring in a Modi for a game just to keep people quiet. He's the same guy.
He does that.
And isn't that maybe the understanding? Maybe Hugo Bruce deserves credit that the understanding of the landscape is that every now and then
just one.
And Grobler,
that's him adapting to the situation. Okay, sharp.
Grobler doesn't move the needle. Doesn't move the needle enough.
Coach Hugo, if I understand the things that we do from a technical perspective and a creative, you're just like, I just want to do my job so that by the time pressure is he's like I'm trying to block the noise as much as I can. He knows that he might get 20 minutes, 10 minutes in both games. Yeah. But I don't think he had an option of choosing another player, but he thought to himself, let me get this one. I don't even think I might
put them on my side.
Yeah.
But would it even be a big risk to him,
I think,
and the powers that be, to bring Upredli?
I think it would.
How so?
The reason I think, at this point in Hugo Bruce's Bafana career, if you choose somebody that rocks the boat so much, what do you do going forward? I think that's why he didn't want Tembazwane. Because if Tembazwane walks into your team and does well, you are hooked to Tembazwane for a long time.
Where's Cardoso from Skukuna? People are going to say Cardoso is performing. Yes, he's 37, but he's the best defender this season. Why is he not there?
And now the choices are going to be tough. But I still feel like, even now, it's a little bit late. But I feel like Grobler should have gotten at least a shot.
Come on.
He should have gotten a shot.
For me, when the squad was chosen, they only chose 2 strikers. And they chose about four to 6 wingers. And Utapelo Mrena is part of the wingers. I said, there's a space for that striker. What a perfect way for our strikers in South Africa to learn from someone.
I mean,
imagine 71 minute George or 79 minute, 11 minutes just before the end of the match. 1-1. you bring in a Bradley Grobler.
I mean,
You put him in the box.
there
is no better Fox
like
in the
Fox,
box to
guys,
go and win you that game. This goal that he scored in Togo that won his Kukuna United a match.
Yeah.
I just forgot. I think it was a Petro Premiership game, not a Culling Black Label. People will correct me, Guma comment section if I'm wrong. For me, I'm thinking of that, George. I'm thinking of that, hey, Bradley, that period. So for me, it gives an opportunity for people like Abuma Khopa to learn.
yes,
You know, it gives the people like even Nayu Lyle.
Lyle, yes,
Even
himself,
Nayu
yes.
Lyle, even Nayu Urenas. So for me, Grobler would have brought a different dimension. You know, it would have brought experience. It would have brought not just only experience. It would have brought form. Even Mabas again.
Yeah. I think for this is the conversation we're probably going to have next week when we actually speak about what happened.
Yes.
Right. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been Threeman Press. So we want you guys to press, man. It's no use 3 people pressing.
Is it because
we,
he's white?
We need the.
George, can't we give a predicted
But anyways.
lineup quickly?
But anyways,
Yes,
Do we have time?
no,
Cut,
no,
cut.
time,
Oh,
no,
okay,
time, no,
okay.
finish.
So we've pressed. Everybody jump in and press with us. It's not because we are right. It's because we want these conversations to happen. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, and share this everywhere and have these conversations so we can make football better. I've got Lindo Pep on this side. I've got Football Telephone on this side. And if you're looking for me, it's Overthinking Football. Shout out to Sport Pesa for helping us make it count. And shout out to Omni Audio. We're going to be live on there. When this show is going to be live on there, but then they're also our partners in this going forward, guys. I think we had a great show.
And subscribe, guys. Road to 10K. Each.
Mina ni right, mina right.
Can I give a predicted lineup quickly? Maybe.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. In goals, we've got Ronan Miller. Which is my camera? Okay, no. Okay. In goals, this is the Threeman Press. Okay, let me do a proper one. This is the Bafana predicted lineup brought to you by the Threeman Press. In partnership with Omni Audio. And thank you to our people, Sports Pesa. Actually, Sports Pesa needs to say brought to you by Sports Pesa. Yeah. But anyway, in goals, we've got Ronan Williams. I'm professional here. In goals, okay, cool. This is the starting 11 brought to you by the Threeman Press.
Yes.
Sponsored by, of course, Sports Pesa. Make it count. In goals, we've got Ronan Williams. Right back, we've got Kudisom Dao. Left back, you've got Oprim Diba. Center back, you've got Umbege Zelim Bogazi. As well as, I was thinking of Ukoza. Is Ulentuza? Ungezane there?
I believe so.
Ngezane, Siyabonga Ngezane, you need a heart a little bit. If he's not, no? He's not in the lineup. If not, Ungezane, okay, I'll choose Umalibonga Koza. But I know there's Kuluman in Damas, there's Ukabini there in that space. Oh, Spisi, I think Spisi might get a shout. So Spisi, I would play Umbogazi and Spisi as centre backs. And in midfield, I don't know the length, but I would use Uyaya so that I can give Utebza the license to go a little bit forward. I think Utebza would be crucial for us as an 8 rather than as a 6.
Definitely.
So I would play Uyaya, Utakati Maliet, and then Utebza a join late. And then, of course, Urile would, for me, in my opinion, I would have started with Urile.
Yeah.
But now that is out of the national team, you bring in Mbule, you need creativity. You need somebody who knows how to play in between our pockets. On the left-hand side, you go with the inform Apolis.
Okay.
On the right hand side, you go with the inform Muremi, Sepang Muremi, Orlando Pirates.
Right.
Up top, and then you go with Lyle Foster.
Lal Foster.
Not evidence.
Not Evlala.
Evlala.
Want to win, Buffett, ne?
Rosemary.
We need a striker that's going to score goals.
Okay.
Right, let me know if you guys are
Okay.
impressed with that.
That's the predicted lineup. So, guys, don't forget, like, share, comment, subscribe, and do all of those very nice things. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Boom.
Okay. We need to go into the betting very quickly.
By 11 minutes.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of us telling you guys where to put your money, because Sport Pesa is trying to make it count and help you guys get some money back from where you are. Remember, if Nia lose, it's not us, guys. This is not betting advice. If Nia win, something
All the time.
Okay, guys, we're going to jump straight into it. Under 20s are playing Colombia. How do we feel about that game? How do we feel about that game? The guys have done well. They've beaten Abu USA.
Look,
Is
for
the
them
under
to
20s worth it?
qualify to the Wafa stage of the actual competition is an achievement.
Why are we not speaking about this thing as if it's an unbelievable achievement? It's only the second time.
I think the sentiment around our football, I am more confident and believe we should do more. I think that's a different time.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think was going to be a thing. So just qualifying for me is just not good enough. I think our standards have risen a little bit.
Ooh, really?
This is another
Are
thing.
we those people now?
This is where I'm at. This is how I'm feeling.
It's now qualifying for just another.
No,
thing.
it's now our levels. We've moved up.
Okay, I see. We're African champions, eh?
You know,
Yeah, we're African champions.
Look, the way our football is across all ages, we are something, man. You know, we hold space. So us qualifying for the aspect of the competition is a good achievement. But I feel like we can do more. So even we're playing with Chile or Ecuador.
It's
Colombia. No, we beat Colombia. We moved to the next round.
So magashi credit to Coach Ray, credit to Karabo, credit to the conditioning coaches. I don't know what happened. I know that Manuye, who's part of the Omni Ordo, I knew that he was part of the preparation. He was in there as a conditioning coach or fitness coach, rather, assistant coach. So credit to him as well, because he was part of that process. Credit to the technical director, Walter Steenbok, who's done an incredible job.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm really wishing the boys all the best. I think we've got some incredible. We sat here and we spoke about the attacking options that we have. Mfundo Vilagazi has been playing very well. Litlaku, I like the boy. Makiti Kiti, I feel like he's a future striker. Pirates should be looking at that boy. I genuinely think that he can add an influence there in that Pirates team. Defensively, we look solid. The goalkeeper looks in shape. I like Ukekane Ben. I think he's playing exceptionally well. Scores the win against the US. A 2-1 result.
Oh, the odds.
What are the odds saying?
Oh, the odds. The odds are saying 3.7 for a draw.
Okay.
The odds are saying a Colombia win is 1.51. And then it's a 5.2.
5
for a Bafana, for a under 20 Amachimbos win.
So they're not giving us a chance.
They're not giving us a chance at all.
This is the problem.
At all.
These algorithms are also,
yeah, no, they don't know.
They don't take into consideration where we at and who we are.
They don't take into
paper 2.
This is the
Bayalazi paper 2.
odds. Yeah.
Mntwana zami, cela nishayina abantu.
Faka indugu.
Vivi.
Faka
paper 2. Litlaku, mapena. Langelihle phili. Ben. Maku, Lazola Maku, Smith. Asameni kubo sibiya.
Faka nindugu.
Tshela nindugu boys.
Indugu.
The way
Indugu
became a grotman.
Yeah, clean.
He became a grotman. Okay, guys, let's move to the seniors. Of course, we know a lot lies in the balance here. Other people have to do some jobs for us. One of the big jobs is going to be Lesotho taking on Nigeria. How do we feel? Do you think Abo Makelwane can give us something there?
Yeah, Makelwane kuno coach Abraham lapha.
Yeah.
Uhlale 16 Orlando. Yakuza assistant coach yaseLesotho. Ihlale Orlando East A16 kubo. So we are saying to the coach, as South Africans, coach,
are we paying?
Stella udlale a system. We will give you a deck, coach. We will give you pre-match analysis. Pre-coach. Coach, the system that we think we should deploy is a 5-4-1. Why? Because we need 3 center backs to deal with the strikers in Nigeria, Osimhen, because apparently he's back. They've got 2 other Mana Lukman. The 3 that you have in midfield, Bestela men marking Uwobi, one must men mark Ulukman, coach. And then we are playing on a counter. What we are looking for in this game from you is just a draw. If they must break that low block.
Yeah.
They must break that block. Nigeria has a responsibility to break Lesotho's wall.
11 behind
and I don't
the ball.
think they will break that wall.
11 behind the ball.
So for me, 0-0. Nigeria versus Lesotho. Not.
11 behind the ball. Very simple.
Oh, pack the pass.
Orva. You'll get an opportunity. It's going to happen. That's all we need.
So what do you say?
That's all we need. Look, a draw would be great. Mara Nigeria can.
Oh, Le Shapa Diodi. Last weeks, and then now you want Lesotho to do you a favor.
My Oga brothers. Lesotho is coming for you.
Well, the odds are, Shem. Oh, the odds say it's a 6.6 for draw. They say it's a 1.11 for a Nigeria win. Then they say it's 17.
17
for a Lesotho win.
You make a good draw, am I right?
This is not advice.
Draw.
Make a good draw.
Hey! Okay.
Uzoqina, uzomnandi.
Let's talk about the others. We have one of the big ones, Rwanda versus Benin. Another game where people need to do things
What
on
needs to
behalf
happen?
of
What needs to happen there?
Benin Melishayo.
Malifaki Ndunguru.
But I feel like I was listening to Soccer Africa and they were saying the Benin government got involved. Apparently, they are paying for their flights, they're paying for their hotels, 5-star, world-class Ntontoni. So those players are getting unbelievable treatment for these World Cup qualifiers. So
That's
that
fine.
put
They're not
us
used to it.
yeah, and
It's
that's
okay.
my worry again.
It's okay.
That's
They're not
my
used to it.
worry, George,
Yeah.
is that as my to special, and I'm no recently, and I was going to some stuff, and they were treating me like a football god. I gave them my best, and I can imagine those players as well. Getting the treatment. I mean, I'm going to see Penini win. If Penini is also to abo Oga qualifies. So show you how much it in Spain. How much it Penini is show in Nigeria. This one they're gonna win. So Penin 2-1.
I'm also with Lindo. 1-0 win.
Okay.
I'm with Lindo.
When we look at the odds, it's very close, guys. 2.85 draw.
Draw. Okay.
Then we're looking at a 2.55 Benin win. Then we're looking at a 2.7 Rwanda win.
Very close.
So they're very, very, very close in how even the odds are looking at them. I don't think it's going to be an easy match. I hope Guti Rwanda Ishai Benin.
Yeah.
Just to help us out there, as you know. Okay, then we're going to go to Lesotho, Zimbabwe. How do we feel about Lesotho, Zimbabwe? A little bit closer.
Abu Kingston.
A little bit closer. A lot of the Zimbabwe players are players that played here. We can gauge them a little bit.
Cause I begged this Lesotho to do us a job. So now, because I begged Lesotho, Coach Abraham Magonya, Coach, everything you do this week, as a country, if anything happens this week, Coach, we've never needed you like
we
this.
need you.
Mina personally, I know the kind of incredible coach that you came. Mina coach nyazi ukuthi Nigeria nyazi.
Yeah, we need you. We need you, dog.
Mina George, I know.
Our time is now.
Ngicela next week masibuya la. Nizongibamba isandla. And ngicela ile ntuza mayiwina. Ningibambe isandla. Ngicela isithombe sika coach Abrams pop up. I'm telling you, he's gonna come up with an incredible tactical game plan that's gonna stop Nigeria from scoring.
Now I just heard that he's from Orlando. You know,
Via.
half dozen Nyana.
Anyway.
So in that I'll predict Lesotho win.
I want the Lesotho to win as well. Guys, I mean, not barring not DNA, just RSA. This is who we are. Sonia Mtemba, I mean, Lesotho the whole way.
Yeah,
the whole way.
Okay, Naitembe Lesotho.
No DNA, just RSA, brother.
Naitembe Lesotho versus Zim. So let me see. According to the odds, Lesotho has a 1.8 and a 3.95 when it comes to Lesotho win. So
Lesotho is gonna prove people wrong. I'm telling you.
Underdogs, bro.
Okay.
Unexpected.
Let's get into the big one. What's the
big one?
It's the big one.
What's the big one?
The one where Vlala's gonna save. Anyway, we're looking at Zimbabwe, South Africa. Crunch fixture. Where's this one going, gents? Funugwas. Where's this one going?
I'm not saying easy win, but I am Zimbabwe is playing against the will this coming international break. They are playing against the will, George. They are playing against the 12th man. I've never asked them, okay, can I make this plea? I'm asking for us as a nation to start
serious, guys.
No, I need to go serious. I want to go to the World Cup. I really want to. Okay, I said on a national, I said, World Cup.
Dog, I understand.
Do you know Threeman Press? Can we be part of the World Cup as the? I really want. I want to make a plea to South African football fans. Even in Europe,
all the time,
we need to know and learn how to play matches of consequence, or rather win. Okay, they've won it. Those fans know how to play. Ngeli pass on their way to the stadium. There's nothing wrong, no violence. Bengcela ithathe 30 minutes. Ukungena Zimbabwe.
Of course.
No.
Delay.
No, I'm not. No, delay. No,
Dog
let's
odds.
sing.
The dog odds.
Laba zolala khona. Man, amakhona abantu riding, man. Book it off, man. You have time. Can we go and sing outside the hotel?
They must know, Jorge, this is what's happening. No,
I
but
apologize.
off the field, these things happen.
If what I'm doing here is wrong, please let me know and correct me. I don't know if what I'm doing here is wrong.
I don't know. It's not wrong.
You can correct me. I feel free to do that because I'm just a passionate South African fan who feels that I feel like we need to make it. We should actually play these games outside the field. We need to play pre, post, after.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Can we make it? Can we make it difficult?
They must be destabilized before they get on the pitch.
Please.
Mind games are important. The dark arts of football are very important. No violence.
Yeah, but
No intimidation.
No violence.
No violence. No intimidation. But understand.
Sure. And in a traffic and in the Metro Police. Encouraging the fans not to be violent. Can we do it according to the law?
Just delay.
But just delay the bus. Sing as much as you can. Go to those levels.
Make it inconvenient.
Make it inconvenient.
Inconvenient.
Mina personally, I as Ulindo Gutlenkosi, the co-host of the Threeman Press, World Cup. Because goals are important. We are going for everything. Lyle Foster to score.
Yeah.
Mbule to score.
Yeah.
Tebucho Mkwena to score outside the box. A police 4-1.
2-0.
4-1.
Well, according to the odds makers over at SportPesa, the chances of over 2.5 is 2. The chances of under 2.5 is 1.67. So they're saying that we're not going to see more than 2 goals here. Okay. They're also saying that both teams to score. Yes, for both teams to score is 2.75, and no is 1.37. So I want to labo 2-0 beno banga puma. But the main line is that for draw is 4.34, right? For a Bafana win is 1.29. And for a Zimbabwean win, we're looking at 11.56.
Zimbabwe.
So the bookies are saying, "Aye, shine labantu and 33 points nindlu."
Yeah.
Rivalry flares. Say World Cup.
Actually, I was thinking about it. We need goals. We can actually, Benin can win and we can win on our side. We just need goals.
Must win more.
They will not beat Nigeria 5. So even if they win against Nigeria, they won't beat Nigeria 5. We just need to score more than 4 goals in one game.
Guys, bet responsibly. SportPesa, thank you for helping us make it count. We'll see you guys. Remember, man winners, funa something, man losers. This is not betting advice. Guys, we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye everyone.
Inconvenience them, please.
Beautiful. I still have to. I'll make it.
Guys, can I do something that we don't normally do? Can we use